Why did Labor win with only 32% of the vote? Well, 32.58% if you want to be exact. People have pointed to that statistic as an argument to get rid of preferential voting and move towards first past the post, essentially just determining the winner off the primary vote. There is no preferencing at all. The UK and Canada are just some of the places that have that system in place. What's important to note though is the election result back in 2022 wasn't decided by the national primary vote total. In every single electorate, the winner had 50% of the vote plus one. In each electorate, the most preferred candidate won, be that through a huge majority on the primary vote or winning with preferences, which, let's not forget, are only chosen by voters, not through backroom deals. Quick side note, Victoria only uses group voting tickets for the upper house, not lower house, so that didn't decide how the government was formed in November either. And while in the current system you do need a two-candidate or two-party preferred count in each seat, the national two-party preferred total, kind of like the primary vote total, is just a statistic. You are probably better off just looking at each individual contest. Labor got into government because in 77 electorates out of 151, they had the majority one way or another.
The biggest one for the post-election has been only 3 out of 10 people voted Labor. That one, I see that one over and over. A fair amount of it is people picking up things that they've heard that they're not informed enough to know are not true. And I often see sort of some of these claims, once they're made, they do get repeated a lot by more and more obscure accounts as time goes on.
But if you want a party with 32% of the vote to win 32% of the seats, you probably need to move towards proportional representation, because in the UK with first past the post, you can have a party with 11.6% of the vote win 1.7% of the seats. That's a different topic though. If you do want to see us do a video on that, leave a comment and make sure you subscribe to 6 News right here on YouTube. And that brings us to the Australians article out over the weekend, headlined "Same Votes but Different Result in Election if First Past the Post System Used." What was shown in this piece, penned as an exclusive, was basing the results entirely off the primary vote, removing the victories of candidates that trailed in the primary but won off preferences. For the most part, it shows where the Liberals would win if the primary vote was the only thing taken into consideration, be that against Labor or the Teal Independents. According to their graphic, Labor would win 72 instead of 77, the Coalition 73 instead of 58, 0 Teal Independents compared to 6, 1 Greens instead of 3, and other independents, which appears to include the KAP and Centre Alliance, staying at 5. That, they say, could have paved the way for a coalition minority government. Couple of problems. First of all, the Greens won 4 seats in 2022, not 3, and they would have still won 2 under first past the post. Despite what the Australian's own graphic says, Terry Butler would not have won Griffith for Labor because she trailed in the primary vote. She was 3rd. First Greens, now MP Max Chandler Mather, followed by the LNP, then Labor. And also, if you do the maths, their total adds up to 149 when there are actually 151 seats. It appears they've left off an independent as well. But overall, people would have voted differently under a different voting system. Labor might not have run against the Teals, the Greens might not have run against Labor in certain seats, One Nation against the UAP, etc. Tactical voting would be used by voters, which does already happen in places like the UK, Labor voters voting for the Lib Dems and vice versa. And the coalition might have still lost. There is every chance that on a hypothetical 72 seats, Labor could have formed a minority government with some crossbenchers as well. If you like this video and want to see us do more reporting and fact-checking, make sure you share it on social media, including if you see any of those 32% claims, and subscribe to us here on YouTube. You can also support our independent and impartial journalism for just $4 a month at patreon.com/6NewsAU.